all that and everything, could you explain, you have mentioned with me in the past something called word diagramming.
Yeah.
Can you illustrate what is word diagramming and how would it be useful in hermeneutics?
So word diagramming is really, really handy. This is probably the most, this is the painful part of hermeneutics for me. You know, when they said we're going to be diagramming and going back to 6th grade English, I was scared because I was homeschooled at that time, and my mom wouldn't let me just have one wrong. I had to keep going back to get them all right, and correct it to 100% and know what I did wrong. So, anyways, I hope I did her proud because it was. I don't think I did. It was still very difficult, but word diagramming is awesome to break down a sentence and understand the parts of speech and the parts of the sentence and see what connects with what, how you need to interpret it. And I'll show you an example here. This is the ability to dissect and show what words speak to each other and relate. So what I'm going to do is share my screen again, and I'm going to share this guy with you. All right. So you guys see that? You see the it's a Word doc, and it's pretty neat. So here's Titus. There's one up here, Titus 2:2. Older men are to be temperate, dignified, sensible, sound in faith, in love, in perseverance. So you can read that verse alone, and it might just all run together. Well, by diagramming right here, you can see. Can you see my mouse, Danny?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, cool. It's got a red circle. I hope so anyway. But
it doesn't have a red circle. It just has the cursor, and then it has the move symbol.
Gotcha. All right. Well, yeah, I have a red circle to highlight my mouse, but whatever. I'm trying to be fancy, and it's not working.
Trying to French it up.
Yeah, trying to French it up. But so older men, what kind of men? Older men. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to inject a bunch of dramatic misrepresentation and context, but it's just to prove a point, right? So what kind of men? Say we read this, we were in a rush or whatever it might be, good day, bad day. We all have to go through a wave of emotions. We read things sometimes at different frames of reference or mind. But when you read something and you're like, men are to be temperate, dignified, sensible, and sound. Well, who exactly? Oh, older men. He's specifically speaking, Paul's specifically writing about older men. So he's just kind of highlighting some things here. Are to be what? Temperate, dignified, sensible, and sound in what? In faith, in love, in perseverance. So when you break this down, you can see that the faith, love, and perseverance is speaking directly to the sound, and they're supposed to be sensible, dignified, and temperate. This comes into this becomes a big deal in many verses to where people tend to jumble and force and manipulate text that is just not correct. We were talking a little bit about some people that interpret supernatural and different things. Well, they're very wise, very smart, and scholarly in their approach, but sometimes when you look at it, you're like, I don't know if that's exactly what's intended here. Some of these are a little brutally done, the lines, because I actually did these and I had to arrange every little line. But right here, so which are fitting for doctrine? False doctrine? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute, sound doctrine. You know what I mean? So yeah, is that juvenile as an example? Absolutely. But at the end of it all, it shows, the subject, the verb, what is, the adjective, the adverb, what is correlated and being described in a very articulate way. This one,
wow.
that's a beast right there. And that took some time. And you can ask Jess, this was my heart. Man, I spent so many hours trying to figure this out. But it clearly breaks it down, right? So this is talking about women. Older women, likewise, older women are to be reverent. How? Reverent how? Not drinking wine, which is over here. not necessarily. They're saying in their behavior, which goes on to describe the behavior by gossip enslaved to wine. Is it just period much enslaved much to wine? Now, I'm not going to get into all of it, but anyway, yeah. This gives you a launching pad for interpretation that is sound, and it will drive the Holy Spirit to illuminate and make you ask questions. Like, so can they drink a little bit? Or what's that all about? You know what I mean? And then reverent teaching what is good. All right. So you're supposed to teach what is good, and then don't gossip maliciously, and don't sit there and be, drinking too much wine. But New American Standard and interpretation, breaking it all down. And it gives you, a good basis to understand what the sentence is saying. This one. So they may encourage women. So women may encourage to love their husbands, children. Anybody's husbands? No, it says their husbands, their children. So it's very handy in double checking, making sure that objectivity is there and objectivity is being met. And that's what you want to do. Now, if you showed me that and said, hey, practice hermeneutics in your, right when you wake up in the morning, because it's going to be really awesome. I'm not doing it. Like I look at that and I just, I just want to quit before I start. But I get it. All I'm trying to say is there is a process. There is a way to approach it. And for us to slow down, pause, which is sometimes very difficult for me, as the audience may already be gathering, it's good and it's okay. That quiet, that little bit there to just slow down is helpful. And you can really gain context. You can gain structure of things. So, yeah.